Hi everyone, welcome to Words of Wisdom. Today we're talking about something interesting, signs that someone might be a psychopath. Let's explore this together. Understanding psychopathy. Psychopath is a word people use a lot, usually to insult someone or describe really bad criminals. But it means more than that. Psychopathy can look different, and it's not always easy to spot. Scientists don't completely agree on what it is, but they have a general idea. Psychopaths find it hard to understand or care about other people's feelings. This can lead to them doing risky things because they form strong connections to certain people or ideas. It's often something they're born with, and their brains work a bit differently from ours. Being a psychopath doesn't automatically mean someone is violent or bad. Some people with psychopathy lead regular lives, doing normal things. But there are certain things that can make them more likely to be harmful, like a tough upbringing. Signs of psychopathy. 1. Insincerity. A deeper look into psychopathic communication. When examining the trait of insincerity in psychopathy, it's essential to understand the intricate dynamics that shape the way psychopaths communicate. While most individuals convey emotions with depth and authenticity, psychopaths often struggle to infuse genuine sentiment into their words and actions. Psychopaths exhibit a peculiar disconnect between their verbal expressions and underlying emotions. The sentiments they express may appear hollow and fabricated, lacking the authentic emotional resonance typical in interpersonal interactions. This discrepancy arises from fundamental differences in neural responses, particularly in processing deeper emotional meanings. Research suggests that individuals diagnosed with psychopathy may struggle with grasping metaphors and abstract emotional concepts. Their cognitive strengths lie in logic and reason, making them adept at manipulating concrete ideas. However, when faced with expressions that carry emotional depth, psychopaths may find themselves at a loss, as their brains operate in a different manner. In the 1990s, researchers conducted a study comparing the brain responses of individuals with and without psychopathy when exposed to emotionally charged words. The non-psychopathic group exhibited heightened brain activity in response to emotional words, indicating a genuine emotional reaction. In contrast, the psychopathic group showed no significant difference in brain activity, reinforcing the idea that their insincerity is rooted in distinct neural functioning. Furthermore, this difficulty in recognizing and relating to emotional depth doesn't stem from intellectual limitations. In fact, many psychopaths display high levels of intelligence. Their cognitive prowess, however, tends to be more aligned with logical reasoning than with navigating the nuanced realms of emotional expression. Consider a scenario where a psychopath attempts to offer sympathy, saying something like, "There are plenty of fish in the sea." While on the surface, it might seem like a comforting statement, the motivation behind it is often manipulative. Psychopaths can imitate sympathy to achieve their goals, lacking the genuine emotional connection that accompanies authentic expressions of care. In essence, the insincerity observed in psychopathic communication is a complex interplay of neural responses, cognitive strengths, and a distinct emotional processing framework. Recognizing this trait becomes crucial in discerning the authenticity of interpersonal interactions, allowing individuals to navigate relationships with heightened awareness and a clearer understanding of psychopathic dynamics. 2. Behavioral chaos. Psychopaths, despite the common portrayal of meticulous planning, often grapple with controlling their behavior. This aspect goes beyond the stereotype of a calculated mastermind. Psychopaths can find themselves in a state of impulsivity, where their actions become unpredictable and potentially harmful. Unlike the carefully orchestrated demeanor often attributed to them in the media, they may succumb to fits of anger, displaying a lack of restraint. This lack of behavioral control not only endangers the psychopath, but also poses risks to those in their proximity. Understanding this facet of psychopathy involves recognizing that their actions are not always premeditated, but can stem from impulsive and emotionally charged moments. 3. Exaggerated egotism. One of the hallmark traits of psychopathy is a consistent and exaggerated sense of egotism. Psychopaths perceive themselves as unparalleled in every aspect, believing there is no one in the world who could rival their abilities. This inflated self-importance emanates from a deeply selfish worldview, where they see others as primarily motivated by self-interest. The psychopath views rules and societal norms as applicable only to those who lack the cleverness to circumvent them. This attitude often leads them to engage in activities that defy conventional standards, as they consider themselves above such constraints. The combination of egotism and a notable lack of responsibility can have profound implications, influencing their decision-making and interpersonal relationships. Recognizing this exaggerated egotism is crucial in understanding the psychopathic mindset and anticipating their actions. 4. Facial attention. When observing individuals with psychopathic tendencies, it becomes apparent that their facial attention patterns differ from those of the average person. In scenarios where emotions are laid bare, such as during vulnerable moments or emotional conversations, most people instinctively engage in eye contact. However, psychopaths deviate from this norm. Instead of locking eyes with the person conveying their emotions, they tend to focus more on the mouth. This behavioral nuance is significant because, while eye contact establishes a deep and personal connection, directing attention to the mouth represents a subtle emotional detachment. Psychopaths, by prioritizing visual information from the mouth rather than the eyes, navigate emotional interactions with a level of separation. This divergence in facial attention sheds light on the distinct ways psychopaths engage with and interpret emotional cues, contributing to a nuanced understanding of their interpersonal dynamics. 5. Missing distress. A compelling aspect of psychopathy revolves around the challenge psychopaths face in accurately perceiving and responding to emotional distress, particularly in others. Research conducted in 2018 unveiled a notable deficiency in psychopaths' ability to discern genuine distress from feigned expressions. This deficiency extends beyond a mere lack of detection. Psychopaths, even if they could identify distress, often exhibit a striking absence of concern or willingness to extend assistance. This aspect of missing distress emphasizes a critical dimension of psychopathy. Individuals with psychopathic traits not only struggle to recognize emotional turmoil in others, but also showcase a limited capacity for empathy or a proactive response. Whether due to an inherent neurological distinction or a fundamental apathy, this trait contributes to the overall complex profile of psychopathy, influencing how these individuals navigate and engage with the emotional landscapes of those around them. Understanding this aspect provides valuable insights into the emotional disconnect that characterizes psychopathic behavior. 6. Parasitic lifestyle. Psychopaths often lead a parasitic lifestyle, akin to lice or tapeworms, wherein they exploit the resources and energy of those around them without remorse. This lifestyle is characterized by a lack of respect for others' time, possessions, and well-being. Psychopaths may unapologetically steal money or use property belonging to others, viewing their own time and energy as far more valuable. The parasitic nature of their interactions becomes evident as they manipulate situations to save themselves trouble, disregarding the consequences for those they exploit. Extricating oneself from such a parasitic relationship requires proactive measures, as psychopaths are unlikely to willingly disengage. 7. Disgust threshold. Psychopaths exhibit a notably higher threshold for disgust compared to the average person. While most individuals may find gruesome images or foul smells repulsive, psychopaths remain largely unaffected. This heightened tolerance for distressing stimuli is linked to their reduced emotional investment in others. Psychopaths may not be as sensitive to the sights and sounds of suffering due to their inherent lack of empathy. This diminished responsiveness to distressing stimuli can contribute to their seemingly callous and indifferent demeanor in the face of situations that would typically evoke strong emotional reactions in others. Understanding psychopathy helps us notice these signs and be cautious in our interactions. It's good to be aware of these things in case we come across someone with psychopathic traits. Thanks for hanging out with us on Words of Wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more cool stuff coming your way.